Hi there and welcome. I'm Cheryl. This is Your Journey Yoga. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you would like to improve your mobility and your flexibility, you are in the right place. We will do different things, different videos, different sessions each and every time, focusing on the entire body to really getting into specifics. So check out the channel. I hope you love it. Explore, play, have fun. Today, a little longer variation of our class. So I hope you got water handy, you're in something comfortable, and let's get going. We're going to start in a seated position that feels good to you, and we're going to roll those shoulders up and back. Let those shoulders slide down and away, and let's do that once more. Big shoulder roll, take it up and back, and let those shoulders slide down and away. Bring your hands down by your sides. Press your palms down towards the earth. Lengthen the crown of the head to the sky. Close those eyes. And breathe. As you feel the length in the spine, we create space to breathe a little deeper, allowing the diaphragm to move up and down, the lungs to fill, to empty. Our breath is a powerful tool we hold to bring us back to a center, a sense of peace, giving us strength when we think we don't have any. We use that breath to ground us, to guide us, to center us. Let's bring the hands to the shins, just below the knees. Take a big breath in and press the chest forward, arch your back, gaze to the sky. Exhale, hollow the tummy and chest, press your spine towards the back, tuck your chin. Inhale, press it through, arch your back, gaze to the sky. And exhale, hollow. Let's do 2 more each direction. So checking in, how are you today? Allowing yourself to feel all the different feels without judgment or criticism, with grace and a sense of humor. Always keeping in mind that life has highs and lows, peaks and valleys. Oh, those valleys help us to appreciate the view from the peaks. The lows help us appreciate the highs, where we can smile and enjoy life. Sitting up nice and tall, bring your hands down by your sides, reach to the sky. And exhale, release that right hand down, left arm up and over. I hope you're sitting pretty up on one of those peaks today. If you're down kind of in a valley, sending you love. Rolling that left shoulder back, gaze to the sky. Inhale, reach to the sky, both arms come up. And exhale, other side. Just remember, it's just time, right? It's a phase. We all have good days, bad days. Inhale, reach to the sky, both arms come up. And as you exhale, turn to the right, bringing that left hand to the top of the thigh, right hand behind you. Hopefully you have more good days than bad. Always sending you love, my friend. A little tuck of your chin down towards that left or that right collarbone, and press that left shoulder down and away. Inhale, reach to the sky, turn it back to face front. And as you exhale, we turn to the left, right hand to the top of the thigh, left hand behind us. Prop yourself up and turn and take your gaze out over that left shoulder. Little tuck of your chin, little stretch down the right side of the neck. Inhale, reach to the sky, turn back to face front. Bring the hands behind your head, interlace your fingers, and as you exhale, pull the chin down towards your chest. Keep that spine nice and tall and just gently pull forward. Should feel a really nice stretch all the way down the spine. Inhale it up nice and tall. Release your hands down by your sides. Take note of what leg you have in front, because we'll come back to it on the other side. Sweep your feet off to the left. Nice little internal rotation through the head of the femur on that left side. Sit up nice and tall. Let's take it to the right. Feels good. And up and over, taking it to the left. Just holding on to the ankle. Right arm up and over. Being mindful, taking care. Sometimes coming towards that left side, that can be a little challenging. So maybe don't go quite so deep. Just listen to what your body needs. Inhale, both arms come up, and we're going to exhale, turning to the left. Breathe. Right hand to the top of that left knee, sit up tall. Breathe. Maybe turn and take your gaze out over that back shoulder. Inhale, reach to the sky, turn back to face front, and as you exhale, turn to the right. Left hand to the top of the thigh. Oh, go ahead and let that pelvis shift and open up to the side. Should feel this nice little stretch to the front of that left leg. Through the spine, lifting the chest. Maybe turn and take your gaze out over that right shoulder. And slowly release that rotation. And let's switch. So the other leg is now in front. If it wasn't the right one, switch it out. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, release that left hand down, right arm up and over. Inhale, reach to the sky, both arms come up. And exhale, other side. Let's do that one more time, swaying. That lateral flexion of the spine, so good at helping to keep that mobility of the spine. One more time, we take it to the right. And on those days where it's not feeling super great, don't judge. Just be aware. As you exhale, we turn to the left. Right hand to the top of the thigh, left hand behind us. Turn and look out over that left shoulder. Pressing that right shoulder down and away. So how does it feel with this leg in front? A little different? Inhale, reach to the sky, turn back to face front. And as you exhale, turn to the right. Sitting up nice and tall. Turning and taking your gaze out over that right shoulder. Left shoulder presses down and away. Always good to do each leg in front if you have the time to do so. We always have a preference. And we're really trying to improve the imbalances so that there really isn't a preference. Wouldn't that be great? Oh my gosh, that's what we're going for. Inhale, reach to the sky, turn it back to face front, release your hands down by your sides. And let's sweep the feet off to the right this time. Checking in. How are the knees? How's the hip? How's the lower back? Do you notice that stretch through that right inside of the thigh? Feels good. We take that left hand down, right arm up and over, and we're going to sway side to side. Again, that lateral flexion, just a little different variation with the legs in a different position. What do you notice? What do you prefer? So sometimes it's good to go with what you don't prefer, right? Because that's typically easy. Inhale, reach to the sky, both arms come up, and let's turn, placing that left hand to the top of the right thigh, right hand behind you. Maybe turn and take your gaze out over that right shoulder. Breathe. Feels a little awkward, yep, turning towards those legs. All good. Asking a little bit more of the body to go against the grain of what feels natural. Inhale, reach to the sky, turn back to face front. And as you exhale, now turn to the left. Right hand to the top of the thigh. Go ahead and open it up and allow that pelvis to shift. Oh my gosh, does that feel good? Looking out over that left shoulder, right shoulder presses down and away. And breathe. And slowly releasing. We're going to turn towards the top of the mat. Slide down towards the top of the mat. Open up those feet to about the width of the mat. Toes to the top corner. Bringing the hands to the shins or to the tops of the feet. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Sit up nice and tall. And then just slowly hinge it forward. Let those knees open. Soles of the feet remain against the earth. Head's heavy, but just go slow. Guiding yourself down. Working to create space between the vertebral length down the spine and a little tuck of your chin towards your chest. Lower back. My back is saying thank you. I hope yours is as well. Now we're going to hollow the tummy, hollow the chest, and just slowly start to sit up nice and tall. Just rolling it up. Let your hands slide up along those shins. Breathe. Let's crisscross those legs, left leg in front. Bring the hands forward, come forward, step your right foot back, and then your left to plank. Lift your hips to down dog. Adjust if you need to on your mat. It's a little far forward on my mat, so just walking back. Walking your dog. Let's alternate bending knees. Walk it out. Breathe. Checking in. What's going on? Do you love your down dog? I hope so, but if not,
You're in good company. Down dog can be a tricky pose. Taking care of wrists, taking care of shoulders. As you exhale, let both heels sink, and we're going to bend the knees, and we're going to press back through the palms of the hands to get the bend out of the wrists as much as you can. I want you to notice, does that feel different to you, or does that feel pretty similar to where you normally are? This is where we want to be, and then slowly let those heels sink towards the earth. So we always want to work to get the bend out of the wrists as much as we can. This will help to strengthen the wrists without putting too much pressure on them. Breathe. At the end of your exhale, take the gaze between your hands and walk your feet in to forward fold. Relaxing the weight of the upper body down, soft bend in the knees, and just gently rock forward and back. So I've been asked, do I love full body yoga? Do you love it when you really focus on one area? Do you like faster yoga? Do you like slower yoga? I like it all. I love full body yoga, but there are times when I really need to focus either on my hips or my lower back or my neck and shoulders, for sure. There are times when we do activities that we need a little extra love, so we focus on what do we do, what have we used in those activities, and how can we stretch it out to come back to center, relax your arms. And that's why sometimes we focus on, hey, after skiing, after a long walk, after a hike, after biking, whatever it is, there are great stretches to do specifically for that. But me, I just love it all. This has allowed me, breathe, allowed me to continue doing everything else I love physically, for the most part. Ever so slowly, roll it up. Sometimes we have injuries, coming back from illnesses, injuries, surgeries, and it can change our life, right? So we embrace all that we can do, shoulder roll up and back, and do that again. And I've had plenty of injuries. I've had several surgeries, so I get it. Be nice to yourself. Big shoulder roll up and back. Bring your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Bring your palms to touch. Roll your shoulders back. As you exhale, arch it back, reach your knuckles down towards the earth, lift your gaze to the sky. We honor our limitations, we celebrate our strengths, but we don't let our limitations stop us from doing something we know is good for us. But being mindful, inhale it up, and as you exhale, begin to hinge it forward, soft bend in your knees, core strong as you hinge forward to your forward fold. Rolling those shoulders up and back, lift your hands towards the sky. Being mindful of your limitations and letting those guide you along with the messages your body is sending in your breath. Sometimes we let our egos take over and not pay attention to those things in the body that we need to. Know that that is a sign of strength to recognize and work through. Let your hands separate, but keep those fingers interlaced, and just let that range of motion increase. How's that feel? Center your weight. Slowly bring your hands to the small of the back, and gently let the arms hang. Inhale up to monkey half lift. Exhale down, walk, step, or hop to high plank. Hold your plank. Breathe. Lifting out of the shoulders, lengthening through the crown of the head. I often have people tell me, I can't do yoga, I'm not flexible. Well, nor will you ever be if you never do yoga, if you never stretch. It's about starting somewhere and seeing progress through consistency. As you exhale, lift your hips to down dog. Thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for taking care of yourself. Bending that right knee, left heel presses towards your mat. Switch sides, left knee bends, right heel down. And then just walk it out. Alternate bending knees. Remember, this is your journey, right? Let it be what it needs to be for you. Tailor it to you. Don't be afraid to change things up. If something that we're doing just isn't great today, pick something that you know feels good. As you exhale, let both heels sink. Taking the gaze between your hands, walk, step, or hop to forward fold. Inhale up to monkey half lift. Exhale down. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. And exhale, pull the hands to heart center. Find a focal point out in front of you. Soften the shoulders. Shift your weight to that right foot. Left knee bends, big toe of that left foot just gently touching the earth, and we're going to roll that left knee open. Tree pose. You are welcome to stay right here or slide that left foot up along the inside of that right leg, above or below the knee. Just don't press right on your knee. Interlacing your fingers, all but the index finger and thumb. Extend those arms to the sky. All of these little additions are optional. You do what's right for you. Softening those shoulders, using that focal point. Something that's not going to move. And breathe. Opening those arms out to a T, palms facing the ground. We turn and take our gaze out over that left arm. Solid through that right foot. Engaged through the core. Lifting out of that right hip. Rotate palms to the sky. Turn your gaze back to center. Lift those hands back overhead, interlacing your fingers, all but the index finger and thumb. We draw that left knee forward, releasing that left foot, and let's take a giant step back to our warrior one. Back foot's at about a 45-degree angle. Pelvis is facing front, chest and shoulders to the front, and we sink into our lunge. Take a big breath in, reach, and as you exhale, arch it back, a little or a lot, stretching down the front of your body. Inhaling it up nice and tall, and as you exhale, lengthen and hinge it forward, reaching out through the index fingers, pressing through that back heel, long diagonal line down the back of the body. We open those arms out to a T. And as you exhale, rotate, releasing that left hand to the inside of your right foot. Back heel remains on the mat. Right arm extends to the sky. Breathe. As you exhale, shift to the outside of that left foot and allow that right knee to open. Beautiful stretch in that right hip. As you exhale, come back onto the ball of the foot, hands on either side of your foot, reach to the sky, to our crescent lunge. Inhale, straightening that front leg a little, and exhale, sink. Open those arms out to a T, crossing that right arm underneath the left, bringing the palms to touch. As you exhale, begin to hinge it forward, drawing the elbows towards the knee. Inhale, we rise, and as you exhale, arch it back, a little or a lot. Inhale it back up, release those hands, circle them up and overhead. Flow forward, hands on either side of your foot, lift your hips, sweep it back, and extend right leg to the sky. Add a flex of your right foot, a bend of your right knee, and draw your heel towards your bottom. Extending that right leg to the sky, crossing your right foot in front of the left, stepping to the far left side of your mat. Shift your weight to your right foot, left toes to the sky. Exhaling and crossing that left foot over to the far right corner of your mat, or the right side of your mat. Shift your weight to your left foot, right toes to the sky. Exhale, step that right foot in between your hands. Left foot crosses behind the right, and relax the weight of the upper body down. Some days I tell you, it just amazes me how good things feel. I can say the opposite. Sometimes it's amazing how challenging things feel. But this feels so good today. Through the hips, through the backs of the legs. Inhale, lift just slightly, walk your hands to the left, and draw your nose towards your knee. Inhale, lift just slightly, walk your hands through center and then over to the right. Nose towards your knee. Inhale it back to center. And slowly ragdoll your way up. Squeeze those inner thighs. That's going to help with stability and balance. Big shoulder roll at the top. Shoulders slide down and away. Inhale, reach to the sky. And as you exhale, bend that left elbow. Right hand to that left elbow and gently press. Chin staying off the chest. And slowly lean to the right. Stretching all the way down that left side.
Breathe. Inhale it up nice and tall. Extend the arms to the sky. Pull the hands to heart center. Shift your weight to your right foot. Left foot steps out from behind the right to mountain. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, swan dive to forward fold. Inhale up to monkey half lift. Exhale down, walk, step, or hop to high plank. Toes or knees, crocodile down. Press it through up dog. And exhale to down dog. There's that down dog. Let's get the bend out of the wrists as much as we can. If that means to bend the knees, bend the knees. Breathe. Let's inhale it up to the balls of the feet. Exhale, press the chest and shoulders towards your thighs. Reach your sit bones high. And as you exhale, let your heels gently sink. Inhale, bend the knees, lift the heels, lower yourself down into a tight little ball. And then exhale, explode forward to plank. Lift your hips to down dog. Inhale, bend the knees, lower down. As you exhale, explode forward to plank. Exhale, lift your hips to down dog. Let's do that one more time. As you inhale, bend the knees, lift the heels, lower down. As you exhale, explode it forward and lift your hips to down dog. Taking the gaze between your hands and walk your feet in to forward fold. Inhale up to monkey half lift. Exhale down. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. As you exhale, left hand comes down, right arm reaches high, standing lateral flexion. Inhale, both arms come up. And exhale, other side, lean in and reach. Inhale, both arms come up. And exhale, pull the hands to heart center, and we shift our weight to our left foot. Right knee bends, big toe barely touches the earth, and we roll that right knee open. Sole of the foot along the inside of that left leg. Again, everything from here on out is optional. If you like, sliding that right foot up along the inside of your leg, above or below the knee. We're lifting out of the crown of the head. We interlace our fingers, all but the index finger and thumb, and extend those arms to the sky, softening those shoulders. And you probably have one side that you prefer over the other. All good. Again, we're working to improve those imbalances, right? So hopefully someday we don't have a preference, that we enjoy them equally. If you like, open those arms out to a T, and maybe turn and take your gaze out over that right arm. What does that do? Probably challenging as we let go of that focal point. Kind of crazy. Rotate palms to the sky. We turn our gaze back to center, lifting those palms together. Interlace your fingers, all but the index finger and thumb. Slowly draw that right knee forward, release your foot. Let's take a giant step back to your warrior one. Finding your warrior one, lengthening and extending to the sky. Pelvis is facing front, chest and shoulders facing front. Breathe. As you exhale, arch it back, gaze to the sky. Keeping that pelvis facing front, back heel pressing down, outer edge of that right foot pressing into the earth. We inhale and we rise. And as you exhale, hinge it forward. Long stretch down the back of the body, reaching out towards the top corner. And breathe. We open those arms out to a T. As you exhale, releasing that right hand down to the inside of your left foot. Back heel remains on the mat, and we extend left arm to the sky. Reach it up, just as high as you can reach. Rotate as much as you're able, and breathe. We come onto the ball of the back foot, and then to that outer edge of that right foot, turning and feeling that beautiful stretch in that left outer hip. Slowly releasing that left hand down, coming back to the ball of the foot. We rise up to our crescent lunge. Breathe. Inhale, straighten that front leg a little. And exhale, sink. Opening those arms out to a T, crossing that left arm underneath the right, bringing the palms to touch best you can. And as you exhale, hinge it forward. Elbows to knee. Core staying engaged. Inhale, we rise. And as you exhale, arch it back a little or a lot. Inhale it up tall, circle those arms up and overhead. And as you exhale, flow forward. Hands on either side of your foot, lift your hips, sweep it back, and extend left leg to the sky. Breathe. As you exhale, crossing that left foot over to the far right side of your mat. Shift your weight to your left, right toes to the sky. Exhale, crossing that right foot over to the far left side of your mat. Shift your weight to your right foot, left toes to the sky. Sneaking up on those hands, stepping that left foot through, and crossing that right foot behind the left. Relax the weight of the upper body down. Hopefully it feels equally as good, if not better, on this side. Inhale, lift just slightly, walk your hands to the left. Nose towards your knee. Inhale, lift just slightly, walk your hands over to the right. Relax the weight of your head. Nose towards your knee. Inhale it back to center and slowly ragdoll your way up. Squeezing those inner thighs. Core strong. Big shoulder roll at the top. Shoulders slide down and away. Reach to the sky, bending that right elbow. Hand behind your head, left hand to the elbow, and gently press. Chin staying off the chest, and a lean to the left. Stretching all the way down that right side. Sometimes you don't even realize what your body needs, and then you get there and you're just like, oh, goodness. Feels so good. Inhale it back up. Extending both arms to the sky. Pull the hands to heart center. Shift your weight to your left foot. Release that right foot from behind the left to mountain. Inhale, reach. And exhale, swan dive. Forward fold. Inhale up to monkey half lift. Exhale down, walk, step, or hop to high plank, holding your plank. Breathe. You can be on your knees. You can be on your toes. This is a strength challenge. Just holding plank in and of itself is a huge strength challenge. If you like, drawing that right knee in towards your right elbow. If you can touch it, touch it. Can't quite touch it? All good. Step it back. Left knee, left elbow. And step it back. 2 more each side. Pull it in. Step it back. Pull it in. Step it back. 1 more time each side. Pull it in. Step it back. Pull it in. Step it back. And lift your hips to down dog. And let's sway those hips side to side. So important to get stronger through the core. That core helps us with balance, our gait, posture, all of it. It's so important. So we do our best each and every day to engage it, to let it help support us. Coming back to center, let's inhale it back to our high plank. We're going to pull that right knee in through the center and sink it down into pigeon. Let's go ahead and walk those hands forward to sleeping pigeon. And breathe. Those hands can be stacked. Those arms can be long. Whatever position you want those arms to be in to find your best pigeon. And breathe. Now you are welcome to stay right here. You can rock in your pigeon if that feels good. Just adding a little movement can change things up a little bit. If you're looking for a little deeper stretch in that right hip, you can add a thread the needle here, lifting slightly, extending that right arm out. Left arm reaches underneath. Left shoulder to the mat. Left side of the face to the mat.
and allow yourself to just surrender in. Make sure you're breathing slow and steady. And we're not asking too much of our bodies before it's ready to give it. As you're ready, pulling that right hand back in, we come back to our sleeping pigeon. And let's slowly walk those hands back up. Right hand to the outside of your right knee, left arm circles around, and we're going to draw that back foot in. Taking a hold of that back foot, drawing your heel in towards your bum. Turning and taking your gaze forward. If it feels right to you, extend that right arm out. You can bring your index finger and thumb to touch if you like. You're welcome to lift that right arm, taking your gaze to the sky if you like. Gently releasing that right hand to the outside of your knee, releasing that left foot, circling that left arm up and over, one hand on either side of your knee. Tuck your back toes, lift, and step it back to plank. Lift your hips to down dog. Inhale it to high plank. Exhale it back to down dog. Let's do that one more time. Inhale it to high plank. Exhale it to down dog. This time, let's inhale it to high plank. Hold your plank and draw that left knee in. Foot to the inside, we come into our pigeon pose. Walking those hands forward to our sleeping pigeon. And again, you are welcome to extend those arms out, stack your hands, bring your hands back by your hips. Lots of different variations you can do with your arms. Just let your body find a good place. I mean good place, where your body is saying yes and thank you. Not fighting you and saying, please don't do this. So again, you can stay here. You can add that little rocking motion if that feels good to you. Be mindful of that left knee. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. If you want to add that thread the needle, extend that left arm out. Right arm passes underneath. Back of that right hand to the mat. Right side of the face to the mat. And breathe. Really working to let go of any guard that's going on, to allow that really nice stretch in that left hip. So if for whatever reason that left knee is unhappy and it's not allowing you to sink, it's keeping everything kind of guarded and tight, better to back off a little bit. Come back to that sleeping pigeon. And breathe. Come back to that sleeping pigeon and let's slowly walk those hands back up. Left hand to the outside of that left knee. Right arm extends out. Circle it around and draw your back foot in. Take a hold of that back foot along the inside of your foot if you're able, and pull that heel in towards your bottom. We gaze forward. Breathe. If you like, extending that left arm out. Index finger and thumb to touch if it feels right to you. If it's not on this side, taking care of that left knee, whatever it is, come back. Lift the chest. Don't ever be afraid to take a step or two back. Always better to err on the side of caution and be kind to your body. Releasing that left hand down. Releasing the foot, right hand circles up and over. Tuck the back toes, lift your hips, step it back to plank. Lift your hips to down dog. Find your down dog. Inhaling it to high plank. Let's take it super slow, all the way down onto your tummy. Breathe. Untuck the toes, lift the chest. Pulling those shoulders back, elbows back, gazing forward. Breathe. Extending those arms out to a T, relaxing the weight of the upper body down. We lift that left leg, pull that left hand in. We're going to roll to the right side. Left foot behind us about hip height or mid-thigh. And then just roll to the front of that right shoulder. My body's just full of thank yous today. Tighter than I anticipated. We roll it back through to center.
Right hand pulls in, left arm extends out, palm to the mat, lifting that right foot, placing it behind you, about hip height or mid-thigh, and just open it up. And breathe. And slowly we roll it back, extending that right leg, pulling that left hand in, and press it back to child's pose. Extending those arms out nice and long, hips back towards your heels. Breathe. And let's slowly walk our hands back towards our knees. We're going to bring the hands to the mat. You can be up on your fingertips or you can be down on your hands. We're going to lift the knees and just stretch through the tops of the feet. Hollowing out the tummy and chest, just making yourself into a little ball. And then gently release it down and take a big breath in. And as you exhale, lift the knees, tops of the feet to the mat. And gently release, coming forward, tuck your toes. Walk your hands back up your thighs, stretching the arch of the feet and the toes. Breathe. If that is not right for you, for whatever reason, you don't have to be there. You can just have those toes tucked under and be sitting back to thunderbolt pose. If it's right for you, though, this is a good one. If you have a tendency to get foot cramps, calf cramps, join me. Breathe. Gently bring it forward, untuck those toes, wiggle the toes. Shift your feet off to one side, come over onto your hips, slide on down towards the top of your mat. Slide down and extend left leg out. Right foot crosses up and over. Left elbow around the right knee and pull it in. Sit up as tightly as you can sit. Pulling that knee in, sitting up as tall as you're able. Right hand behind you, prop yourself up. That doesn't mean lean back onto it. That just means use it to sit up as tall as you can sit. And turn and look out over that right shoulder. If you like, shift that left elbow to the top of the right knee and press against it, gazing out over that right shoulder. Breathe. A gentle release, turn back to face front. Right leg extends, left foot crosses up and over. We wrap the crook of that right elbow around the knee, flex that right foot, sit up as tall as you can sit. Left hand behind you, we use it to prop ourselves up. And then turn and take our gaze out over that left arm, left shoulder. And breathe. If you like, right elbow to the top of that left knee, press against the knee. Little deeper rotation. Make sure you're sitting up tall, creating space between those vertebrae. And then slowly release that rotation. Let's pull that left knee in towards the chest and then the right. Just making yourself into a tight little ball, chin towards your chest. Shift your hands behind your thighs, open up your little ball a little bit, roll it back, pulling the knees in, bringing the hands to the shins just below the knees, open up those knees just a little bit, pulling them up towards your armpits. Toes can be touching or apart. You decide what's right for you. And we pull those knees back together. Extending the legs to the sky, hands behind your legs, pull those legs in. Add a little flex of your feet if you like. Shifting the hands behind your legs, lining your forearms up with your calves. Using the strength of those abdominal muscles, we lift the head and shoulder blades off the earth. You don't have to. Breathe. And slowly release the upper body, releasing the hands, bringing those knees back towards the chest. Let's place one foot to the mat and then the other. Arms open out to a T, and we're going to heel toe those feet out to the outside edge of your mat. And we're just going to rock those knees side to side. No worries about the pelvis. Let it shift as it wishes, getting that rotation through that lower back. Just work in range of motion through the hips and that lower lumbar. Notice what's going on with the body. Don't judge, just be aware. Hopefully this feels super good. Let's take it to the right and hold. Turning and look out over that left shoulder. Just let your whole body relax. Let gravity take a hold of the head, the weight of the legs. Bring your gaze back to center. Shift your weight. And now both knees fall to the left. As we turn and look out over that right arm. Close your eyes. And again, just letting gravity do all the work. Our job is to just relax and let go. Feels pretty good. Coming back to center. Bring your gaze to center. Heel toe those feet in once. Toes turn in towards one another. Knees gently touch. Let's take those arms overhead. Stacking one hand on top of the other. If having the arms overhead isn't great for your shoulders, just bring them down by your sides or out to a T. And just shift so the other hand is on top now. Maybe if those arms are down by your sides or out to a T, if the palms are facing up, turn them down, or vice versa. So just switching it up a little bit. Let's draw the right knee in towards the chest and then the left, hands to the shins or the thighs. We're going to take a safe way to come up. Rocking yourself up or coming onto your side and using the strength of the arms to help you come back up. Let's find a seated position. Whatever's comfortable for you. Butterfly, kneeling position, easy pose, whatever you wish. Sit up nice and tall. Rest your hands comfortably. And breathe. Slow, steady, deep breaths. Mind quiet. Aware of each inhale and each exhale. We draw on the energy and the love that we need for today. Any excess, we gently send it back out into the universe. We ask for and we openly receive the love that we need. Never be afraid to ask for what you need, my friend. There's a light within us. As your awareness is drawn inward, I want you to notice the color of that light today. I want you to feel the energy within that light. Allow that energy to gently move through your body freely. Strengthening, healing, mending, soothing, energizing. We recognize the work we have put into our practice today. Aware, grateful for this time on our mat, to be able to move, to feel that shift in our attitude and our energy to one of positivity and hopefulness. My wish for you today is an amazing day, health and happiness. Let's gently bring the hands to heart center, a gentle tuck of your chin towards your chest, and just a moment of quiet with a grateful heart, a joyful spirit. I send you off on your day. Thank you for joining me. We gently lift our gaze, open those beautiful eyes, and just a quick thank you. I hope you feel amazing. Guys, consistency does not mean you have to come back for an hour every day. It just means show up as often as you can and feel the difference. I hope you do feel it. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Be well, take care, and as always, light, love, and namaste.